Hey everyone, it's Rag, and this does not look like a video game. No, it's not. It's better. Or it could be worse depending on your perspective. It could even be worse from my perspective, but we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and find out because that's the purpose. This is Windows 10 Technical Preview for Enterprise. It's an evaluation copy. It's build 9841, as you can see in the lower right-hand corner. And we're just going to go ahead and get an impression on this. We're going to go ahead and try to install it. So it looks pretty much the same as so far as when you're installing Windows 8. But I'm sure we will see differences pretty soon. So as you can see, pre-release operating system. Here's the agreement, the license terms, talks about updating, software, internet, privacy, all this kind of stuff, French, and so forth. We've read it, we accept it. We want to install Windows only because we don't have anything on this drive. I'm doing this on a virtual machine in Hyper-V. Alright, so we're just going to put it on this one, on this virtual drive that I've made. And so it looks like it's installing now. So far, so good. And I'll be interested to see when we get past this part, when we get to the part where you kind of start the operating system for the first time. This is just your standard installation. Looks really familiar, kind of the way that it's looked since like Windows 7 or Windows Vista. And yep, we're just waiting for it to install here. So I'm that guy who actually I like Windows 8, even though the so-called popular opinion on it seems to be that it's not popular. But one of the things I really like about Windows 8 is what a lot of people claim to not like about it. Actually, I like the modern interface, and I like the modern interface on a desktop computer. And a lot of people don't like that, apparently, as is the popular opinion in the media. Whether that's true or not, I mean, it might be true, it probably is, because I can see how people would be confused by a different interface than in previous versions of Windows before Windows 8. But one of the things I'm worried about in Windows 10 is that because of all the negative feedback about Windows 8 and the modern interface, that they're just going to kind of make it more difficult or impossible to use the modern interface as it was in Windows 8, and some of the things that people might have liked about it in Windows 8 make it difficult to use that in Windows 10. Specifically, what I'm worried about is full screen applications, which not just having an application on the desktop like they're saying you can do now, having modern store applications on the desktop, which I mean, I'm pretty neutral or non-preferential about that, actually, because I like the modern apps, the modern programs, whatever you want to call them. I like them full screen, and I like being able to snap modern programs and being able to snap the desktop. And I also like the start screen, of course. I think the start menu was cool in 1995. My first Windows operating system that I ever used was Windows 3.1, which didn't have a start menu. The start menu was first introduced in Windows NT 4 and Windows 95 in the mid 90s, and it was cool. It was revolutionary at the time. But now I think that a little menu that pops up in the corner and you have to scroll through is kind of it's tedious, and it's not really necessary, especially if you know how to use a keyboard. I mean, I just don't really care for the start screen, but I understand, or the start menu, but I understand that a lot of people like having a start menu. I think that the discussion on having a start menu or not, and people being upset that Windows 8 didn't have a start menu, I've been sick of that discussion for years. It's been going on, but whatever. People complained enough, so they put the start screen back in Windows 10. I mean, the start menu. Whether or not that's a good idea, I don't know. I guess if it helps them sell more copies of Windows, maybe it's good for Microsoft. But personally, I can do without the start menu in its old form, because the start screen really is just a full screen start menu. And for people like me who like the mouse cursor on sensitive, it's easier for us to click on tiles than on little icons. And we don't even need to click if we know how to use a keyboard pretty well, but everyone has their own preferences. Choice is good, I guess, is the consensus that we can come to. As long as they give you the choice to use the system how you want, then that is what is best. So it would be best if they let you continue using the modern interface, or so-called tablet mode as they're calling it now. So it would be nice to see if tablet mode is available in this evaluation build. That's unclear to me so far. So I'll be looking forward to see if you can go into tablet mode and still use the modern interface like you could in Windows 8. There's the Hyper-V logo, and Windows is restarting after the installation. Do a figure 8 around the logo and the loading circle thingy. Alright, let's see what we got here. Any minute now. Okay. Alright. Just took it a minute. Getting devices ready. Let's do this. Still getting ready. What's it getting ready for? It's getting ready for me, of course, because I'm going to evaluate this once it's ready for me. It's just going to take its time getting ready, and then it'll be ready. This is my first time using Hyper-V. I had to figure out how to set it up. It's not a whole lot different from using something like VirtualBox or VMware. I heard that this Windows 10 preview might not work on VirtualBox, actually. You might have to use VMware or Hyper-V. I figure Hyper-V works, especially if you're on a modern version of Windows. Because Hyper-V is the built-in virtualization software for 64-bit Windows operating systems. Alright, so we're restarting again, and we have a mouse cursor. So it looks like it got devices set up. So we're just gonna wait for it to restart. Got the Hyper-V logo again. Alright, it faded out. Let's see if we got Windows 10 yet. Just watch my dot cursor dance around the screen while we're waiting. So I'm currently working on Bayonetta. If anyone watches my videos, I know a couple people do because I've gotten some comments. Let's look at what the settings are. You've connected to a network. Do you want to find PCs? Yeah. Update. Okay. Smart screen. Now let's just go ahead and turn smart screen off. Just turn that stuff off. We don't need to mess with it. Whatever with this. So this is pretty much the same as Windows 8 setup so far. Because I remember those things. Okay, gonna set up my account. Sign in with my whatever. Enter my code from my app. 2-layer protection. So nobody can hack me. If you thought you were going to be able to hack me, you were wrong. Copy by settings. Yeah, whatever. So it recognized that I have Windows on other machines. Which is what you would hope and expect. It's finalizing. Alright, maybe we'll get to see something here. We're about 15 minutes in. So it took about 15 minutes to set this up, and now we've got the high. We're setting things up for you, same as Windows 8. You can get new apps from the store. Ooh, look at the color changing. So far it's looking pretty similar to the when you first start Windows 8. But this is Windows 10 technical preview. Oh, my mouse cursor is gone. Cursorless while installing apps. They don't want you cursoring around while it's installing your apps. I can go outside of the virtual machine and cursor around, but you just can't see. I'm outside of the window moving the cursor around. But if I put it back in the virtual machine window, then it's gone. Yeah, that's pretty standard. I don't remember being able to move the cursor around at this point previously when installing Windows 8. Taking care. Well, you do that. You take care of those things. Make the screen hot pink, and then red, and then orange, and then yellow, then green, then aqua, no, green, looks like Xbox, blue, purple. It's still taking care of things. It's taking care of business. It's taken so much care of those things. It's taken care like no one has ever taken care of things before. We're almost at, 17 and a half minutes. We're over 17 and a half minutes, and it is still taking care of things. We're going on 18 minutes. These things are going to be real taken care of. Alright, it's getting apps. Alright, here we go. About 18 minutes in the video, and here we go. Mike, that's me. Even though I'm Rag, I'm also Mike. Okay. So this looks just like Windows 8 so far. Welcome to Tech Preview. Well, I know it's Windows 10 because we've got stuff down here that I have not seen before. There's the guy. Thanks for downloading. There he is. The thank you guy. Alright, let's check out the taskbar. So we got the store. Let's look at the store. See how the store has it's like a window. So you can have it in a window on the desktop. Oh, okay. So this is like the charms bar, but it's just like a little function menu up here. So you click this ellipses, whatever it's called, and you can enter commands. You can search, share, settings. So that's exactly the same stuff, if not a little more functional than the charms bar on Windows 8. And I'm noticing I don't think there is a charms bar. I'm gonna Windows key C. Okay, yeah, the charms bar has been replaced with this, because if you press Windows key C, this is what comes up. So this is taking the place of the charms bar. I might be okay with that. We'll see. So the store, I mean, it's the same store, except it's in a window. It's a store and a window. So if I make it full screen, okay. So can I? No, it doesn't look like I can snap it. Can I? Can I snap it? No, it doesn't look like I can snap it. So I'm hoping they add snapping functionality. There's the clock. Alright, so this is the store, and there's the old charms. Now it's just like a function menu. So we're going to close the store. We're going to look at the task view. So this is where you can make like extra desktops. I'm not too crazy about this. People like it for multitasking, so you can have like File Explorer open on a desktop, and then you can switch to another desktop and have like IE open on another desktop. I mean, but yeah, so-called power users, some of them like this, where you can have like multiple desktops if they have like hundreds of things going at once. But I'm not too crazy about it. I'm okay with multitasking without the need for multiple desktops. Now, what would be really cool is if you could have like multiple operating systems. Like, what I'm trying to say is like a virtual operating system. Like if you could virtualize the same operating system without having to get another copy of it. That would be cool. Instead of just, it would be a literal virtual desktop where you'd have, I mean, that is kind of cool. I mean, it looks neat how they've got it interfaced here. So, yeah, this is okay. But it would be really cool if you could virtualize other operating systems, like the same operating system. Just have, like, be on Windows 10, but also be able to have multiple instances of Windows 10 running at once in the same system. Kind of like running a virtual machine, but not exactly the same, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So desktop, File Explorer, icons look a little different because people complained about icons not looking up to date, so they look a little different. Let's go back to the taskbar. There's the search. So this is the search thingy. Waiting for it to load. Never chew your hair. Trending now. Okay, so you can just search for whatever. Search for like French bulldogs. Let's see what happens. Okay. So it just searches for French bulldogs. That's what I figured. What does app commands do? Because I like how in Windows 8 how you just start searching and it'll search everywhere. App commands didn't do anything. Maybe they're still working on that. Or maybe it did do something. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. Let's try it again. Let's go back to our French bulldogs. And let's click app commands. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is the app commands. Maybe that's what this means. Okay. So now I'm just going to press Control S to do a search. Oh, wait. Or not Control S, I pressed Windows key S. Windows key S did not search, it went to start. So now if I just start typing. Okay, so this is the same. So if I type French bulldogs. So this is the same as Windows 8. So you can still do this in Windows 10. like that. So if I press, just testing stuff, Windows key C, oh, the charms are there. So they are still there. You just have to go to the start screen. Alright, fair enough. Here's a question. Alright, so it's opening the weather app. And it's putting it on the desktop. So is there a way to get it so that it's not in the desktop, is my question. So we've got the weather app. Now if I press Windows key tab, what does it do? Okay, so this is different. It seems that the bar that was in Windows 8 on the left of the screen has been replaced with this multiple desktop thing. So maybe that's the direction they're going with this. They're replacing the modern, what I call the modern interface in Windows 8 with this new modern interface, which is just multiple desktops. And, you know, I don't really know if I care for that or not. I think I kind of prefer the way that it's done in Windows 8 so far. That's just me. Some people probably like this better. I'm just pressing Windows key tab to get that, and it brings up this virtual desktop thing. You can tab between your desktops with Windows key tab. So instead of tabbing between modern apps like you used to do in Windows 8, you tab between virtual desktops. Okay. So right-clicking on the button down there. So I haven't looked at the new start menu yet, so maybe I can turn on the start menu. Let's see here, properties. Alright, start menu. Alright, let's try the start menu. I'm just checking the properties and stuff. See, it's taken away the clicking in the upper left corner to switch between apps. That's grayed out. So I don't know if they're going to add that back or if they're just going to stick with this multiple desktop stuff. That's the question that I have. So now we're trying the start menu. You have to sign out in order to switch to the start menu. Okay. Fair enough. Choose the size of the desktop. Oh boy. That just messed up my, here, let me resize my, what do you call it here? My viewing window so that you can see. Okay, I don't know why all of a sudden it went to fill the screen, but it did. Okay. So when we switched to the start menu, we got a higher resolution. Alright, so this is the new start menu. Okay. So it's just kind of like the Windows 7 start menu, except a little more modern looking, and probably not as laggy because it's the flat theme, which I do like. I do like the flat theme in modern Windows. I don't need the store on the taskbar. I'm not a store on the taskbar kind of person. Windows feedback, so they have that. Let's take a look at this. Must be registered with the... I'll do that later. Let's take another look at the start menu. Okay, so you got all apps, you got your main stuff. You can just go to Explorer right there, snipping tool. Yeah, I really like the start screen better. And, oh, charms. Look at the charms. There's the charms. I love the charms. See, what I like about the charms, now, can we run the, there's MSN, the new MSN. So can we run IE in, like, the modern mode, like the full screen? F11 makes it full screen. So then if we bring up the charms, okay, now see, this is what troubles me a little bit, because I liked, in Windows 8 I like browsing the full screen version of Internet Explorer, and then I like just being able to do like share. Let's see if I can do Windows key H. Oh yeah. But you see what it does here is it just shares a screenshot of the desktop, and I want to share the website. So let's see if I go out of full screen mode by pressing F11. Yeah, now see, I wish this was the modern Internet Explorer, because I like the modern Internet Explorer. I like how you can just use the share option, Windows key H or the share charm, to share a website. That's one of the features that I use a lot in Windows 8, so I would like it if that feature would stay in Windows 10. So this is my feedback. Don't take away the good features from Windows 8. I understand there are other good features that have been added. Let's look at the Action Center. It wants me to install stuff and turn on start screen. It says my HP printer. It detected a printer though. That's a good sign. It really wants you to do that start screen, doesn't, or smart screen, whatever it's called. All right, let's see. Let's press the Windows key again. All right. So what else can we look at? Oh yeah, we can look at this. Can look at the system by pressing Windows key pause. So yeah, Windows Technical Preview, processor. I put 4 gig of RAM in the virtual machine. No touch. But here's what I'm interested in. Is the touch mode in here somewhere? Is the tablet mode able to be activated? So if we search tablet mode, and there's nothing there. What if we, so it didn't appear to be anywhere because it searched everywhere. So apparently tablet mode is not in this. This preview is just like the desktop centric preview. Yeah, so far that's about everything, I think. I do want to try to see if I can get modern IE going, but maybe there is no modern IE on this. Unless let's try the start screen again. Oh, here, this is interesting. Show windows. This is new. Show windows side by side. Show windows stacked. Cascade windows. So you can just go to the taskbar. That's not new. That's been in older versions of Windows, adding the address bar. So you can just go to the taskbar and right-click on it and make your windows cascade or go side by side. So that's a new feature. That's something that I overlooked before. Alright, so I want to switch to the start screen again. And then it did that. Okay, so apparently in the preview, in the preview when you do excuse me, I just get thrown off by the changing of the resolution. So in this preview of Windows, when you do the start screen mode, you get a lower resolution. When you do start menu mode, you get a higher resolution. So I'm going to change the size of the viewing window yet again. Okay. Kind of did it on its own for me. So let's try that. Alright, good enough for us for now. We're going to just continue here. And check one more thing that I want to check. I mean, pretty much this is the same as Windows 8. Just a few differences, like taking out the, as I call it, the modern interface and replacing it with the alternative, this thing, whatever you call this, the virtual desktop. So that has replaced the modern interface of being able to switch between apps with the bar on the left side, which I do like a lot in Windows 8. And obviously I like the start screen. So it looks like modern Internet Explorer is not here, because this is definitely desktop Internet Explorer. So hopefully add site to apps. So you can, okay. So there are things you can do. So how do you share a website? I don't know. I don't know how to just share a website because you can't do it by pressing Control or Windows key H, because that does the desktop. So hopefully in future versions there will be a modern IE again, because I like modern IE. Let's see. Oh, yep. So this is IE 11. It's not IE 12 yet. So probably eventually we'll see IE 12, and hopefully we'll see modern IE in Windows 10. So yeah, that's pretty much Windows 10 so far. If I think of anything else, I'll make another video, but so far it looks alright. About the same as Windows 8. You can use the start menu or the start screen, but instead of switching between apps and snapping apps using the modern interface, you have this virtual desktop stuff, which some people probably like that. I'm not particularly a huge fan of it. I do use Linux, GNU Linux. I use Ubuntu, and I've used Fedora, and I used to use Red Hat years ago. I don't care for virtual desktops, but I'm glad that the charms so far are still here. And even if you do open a modern app and it goes on the desktop, you still have your app commands that you can open with Windows key C. So modern apps you can still share with email and do settings and search and full screen and stuff. Here's the Xbox Games app. And I think once this loads and just take a look at it, then I think we'll call it quits for this video. This is just my first impression of Windows 10 Tech Preview. It looks okay. Some of the things are fine, and some of the things I don't really care for the fact that they got rid of. Excuse me, indigestion. I don't really care for the fact that they got rid of the switching between modern apps in the upper left corner. This is taking a long time. Let's just ditch this. Whoops. I just wanted to end that app, but looks like I've just confused it. A little laggy because I'm on a virtual machine and I didn't allocate a lot of RAM, and I'm recording. But okay, it closed. So yeah, Windows 10, it looks preview. It looks alright so far. Just don't make sure that you don't get rid of too much stuff that was good in Windows 8, Microsoft. Just keep that in mind, that not everything about the modern interface in Windows 8 was bad. And I look forward to seeing future versions of the evaluation builds of Windows 10 and seeing how it goes. So I'll continue with Bayonetta videos. I'm going to start Chapter 6 soon in Bayonetta, and this is my first impression of Windows 10 technical preview for Enterprise, and we will see you later. Take it easy.